Right? Hikmah here actually means medicine. Hikmah here means medicine. Then there's the fourth category of knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, He taught Khizr alayhi salam the science of recognition, irfan. Right? We discussed this in our Ya'juj and Ma'juj, Surah Al-Kahf one, right? He said, وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِن لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. And we taught Khizr alayhi salam a knowledge from us. Meaning this knowledge is not acquired, right, through study, through science, through scientific observation, through empirical sciences, through this, nothing. This is knowledge which is divinely taught. So as I said, you acquire an education, right? You seek knowledge, and you are bestowed with knowledge. This is bestowed knowledge to Khizr alayhi salatu wassalam. This bestowed knowledge is such a great category of knowledge that Musa alayhi salam comes to get a taste of this type of bestowed knowledge from Khizr alayhi salatu wassalam. And Khizr alayhi, what does it do? Khizr alayhi salatu is given this bestowed knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which enables him to know about events of the past, of the present, and of the future. And not only to have knowledge of the past, present, and the future, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also empowers him to be able to facilitate certain events which could take place in the future, or to do something or which will have an effect on the present, or which will do something there which had an impact on the past but will change now in the future, which means that he is working in the divine department, right? And he's actually working with affairs of destiny, so to speak. That's special knowledge of Khizr alayhi salatu. You know the story? He scuttled the ship, then he killed an innocent child, then they went up there and they built up one wall and whatever it is. All of Musa said, what are you doing? What type of knowledge is this? You're killing an innocent child. You're putting up a wall there without any ajar, without any wages. What type of knowledge is this? And then there's another degree of knowledge, and he taught Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam the secrets of divinity. وَعَلَّمَكَ مَا لَمْ تَكُنْ تَعْلَمْ. And he taught you, O Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that which you knew not. That which nobody could have taught you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nobody has been taught, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I'm giving you a few categories of knowledge, that this is what makes us human beings the vicegerents of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on planet Earth, that we have these degrees of knowledge. Now let me give you I'm giving you, what we call headlines about the types of knowledge. You know the Khizr alayhi salam. Khizr alayhi salam's knowledge, right, is mind-boggling. Musa alayhi salam himself stood there like, wow, right? We discussed this in a little bit of detail, so I'm not going to go into that one. Now let me tell you about the knowledge of Anbiya. وَإِنَّ الْعُلَمَاءَ وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَا. And the ulama, the scholars of my ummah, are the inheritors of the prophets. وَإِنَّ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ لَمْ يُوَرِّثُوا دِينَارًا وَلَا دِرْهَمًا. And Anbiya alayhi salam don't leave behind as their inheritance dirhams and dinars. وَإِنَّمَا وَرَّثُوا عِلْمًا. What they leave behind is the legacy of knowledge. Now, let me tell you how the Quran speaks about وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam alayhi salam the names of all things. But every Nabi came with a specific knowledge. Who's the father of modern aviation? Or the fathers of modern aviation? Wrong. Who said that? Right, brothers? Wrong. No. The father of modern aviation is Sulaiman alayhi salam. Huh? Well, Islam is beyond 300. Okay, right, fine. Okay, the father of aviation. Right, father of aviation. The father of aviation is Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. وَلِسُلَيْمَانَ الرِّيحِ عَاصِفَةً تَجْرِي بِأَمْرِهِ إِلَى أَرْضٍ الَّتِي بَارَكْنَا فِيهَا. Do you know that? Sulaiman alayhi salam, you know the Solomon's flying carpet? Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, the flying carpet itself. But Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, right, was given the power by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fly from one place to the other. Right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made the wind subservient to him. Now, if you understand in terms of modern aviation, you utilizing what you call aerodynamics and aeronautics and this and that and whatever it is there, they managed to keep a plane in the air. Sulaiman alayhi salam had been granted that knowledge by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then, and he would do a journey which would take you about a month possibly, right? Going by camel or going by some other, through the caravan. In that era, they didn't have any of this modern type of transport. It would take you a month. He would do it in a day, exactly like our modern aircraft. So Sulaiman had this, and he would sit in front. He would have his takht in the front. The Tafseer says he would have his throne in front. His wuzara, his chief ministers, would be behind him. right? Then you would have the normal subjects in one, and you would take them sometime. And then you had the species of jinn and so on behind them. So you had first class, business class, and no, really, I'm not lying to you. The Tafseer says that, right? Tafseer speaks about that there would be hierarchies on that. I'm just using the word, right? The airplane of Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. Now the Quran is speaking about Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam flying. When the Quran was revealed 1400 years ago, and Sulaiman alayhi salam way before the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which means this is not something modern. Quran is telling you that eventually you will come to some degree of scientific understanding of the process of aeronautics and so on. But Sulaiman alayhi salam was already granted that knowledge. Moreover, today you and I, or people who are studying neurology, and people who are studying biology, and they're studying marine biology, and they're studying all of the animals and whatever it is, right? They've come to a realization that there's a certain degree of communication which exists between whales and so on. Dolphins can communicate with you, like trees communicate with one another. You're aware of that? Did you know that? No, really. I went for this one mini. I'm talking about. We've got no Joburg guys here. Alright, I went to Zeres, Botswana, that area, right? And they took me on this game drive the one evening. And the guys are telling me, see, if you see this here, you see a giraffe eating from this tree, right? But have you seen the motion of the tree? I said, yes. He says, now that tree is giving an indication to the other trees out there that there is danger, you are going to be eaten. I was like gobsmacked, right? There is a means of communication between trees. Animals communicate, as I said, it's innate, but they understand it's a means of communication. Ants communicate with one another. Now what you really think that the Holy Quran says, قالت نملة يا أيها النمل ادخلوا مساكنكم لا يحطمنكم سليمان وجنوده وهم لا يشعرون? Do you really think that the queen ant stood there on its four legs, like that there, and said to all the other animals in Arabic language, Ya ayyuhan naml udkhulu masakinakum, oh you ants, go back into your... Baba, that's for us to understand. That's for us to understand. Right? If you know how ants communicate, they have antenna. Cellular technology, cell phone technology is based on the technology of ants. Do you know that? You must study the ants' means of communication, and you will see it's but cellular technology is extremely similar to ants' technology. Similarly with bees. I think Sri Lanka or somebody had a problem there, that those bees came over. I don't know, must have been looking for a beekeeper. Right? They have a means of communication. They have this navigation system where they, right? These are all means of communication. Sulaiman alayhi salam, while science hasn't even come close to it yet, Sulaiman alayhi salam was وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مَنْطِقَ الطَّيْرِ. Sulaiman alayhi salam had the ability to communicate with all animals. All animals. The hudhud, the hoopoe bird. What do you think? The hoopoe bird came there and said to Sulaiman alayhi salatu salam in Arabic language, that what I saw, إِنِّي وَجَدْتُ امْرَأَةً إني وجدت امرأة أوتيت من كل شيء ولها عرش عظيم وجدتها وقومها. What do you think? She said all of them in Arabic language. It's a hoopoe bird. I think the hoopoe bird is the one who, that. No, that's a woodpecker, isn't it? Huh? No, the woodpecker is the one that pecks on the tree. The hoopoe bird doesn't peck on the tree as well, no. But anyway, the hoopoe bird came, right? Hudhud, right? It spoke to Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam, right? Sulaiman alayhi salam heard the communication of the ants, which means Sulaiman alayhi salam had access to cellular technology, and he understood the not speech but the communication of the ants. So when he heard the queen ant communicating with the rest of the ants there, Sulaiman alayhi salam smiled, فَتَبَسَّمَ ضاحكا, and he began to chuckle من قولها, and he said وقال ربي أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي, right? وَدَخِلْنِي بِرَحْمَتِكَ فِي عِبَادِكَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Then the Tafseer says that Sulaiman alayhi salatu salam, this was miles away. Sulaiman alayhi salatu had such cellular technology in his ear that a tiny ant's communication was reached the ear of Sulaiman alayhi salatu while he was still a couple of miles away, because it takes a while for this ants, ants moving from one point to the other. But Sulaiman alayhi salam heard it. So Sulaiman alayhi salam was also, so to speak, the father of cellular technology. So Musa alayhi salam doesn't fall in the category. He had the tablet. Musa alayhi salam's tablet doesn't come. So Sulaiman, really, I'm putting a point. This is the degree of knowledge that Anbiya have been given, and this is our legacy. وَإِنَّ الْعُلَمَاءَ وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاء. The ulama are the inheritors of the legacy of Anbiya. This is their legacy. Do you know what happened? The Tafseer says that Sulaiman alayhi salam finally came very close, right? And he went to the ant heap. And this is also a knowledge as well. He could identify who the queen ant was, right? And Sulaiman alayhi salam picked up the queen ant in his palm. And he asked the queen, and he said, tell me, this is Fariduddin Attar, right? He said, tell me, whose kingdom is greater? Mine or yours? Now you understand, the ants are in the thousands, possibly in the millions, I don't know. He said, whose kingdom is greater? Mine or yours? Remember, Sulaiman alayhi salam, he's the only human being that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted sovereignty over the human beings, the species of jinn, and all the animals, meaning all creatures on earth with the exception of the angels. Sulaiman alayhi salam was in charge of it. He was the king. Right? So he said, whose kingdom is greater, mine or yours? So the queen ant responds. She said, oh Sulaiman, I don't know whose kingdom is greater right now. But what I can tell you that my throne right now is the hand of Solomon. My throne right now, that which I am sitting on, is the throne of Sulaiman. He looked at it and said, what a brilliant answer. Right? Now, this is communication. So the father of father of aviation and the father of today's modern cellular technology is Sulaiman alayhi salatu wasalam. Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam was given the ability by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be able to alanna lahul hadid, and we made iron software. Do you know the world's biggest industry is iron? Nothing works without iron. Right? It's all about bending iron, metal and this and that. And how do you do it? By putting it into fire and whatever it is, and manipulating according you need to do that. But this is not what is critical. The critical aspect is the knowledge behind that, and that is that fire operates on a certain molecular frequency, right? And metal itself is not hard. Metal is not hard. Metal is not this. There's metal. Metal is not this. It's actually billions and trillions of atoms that are circling in their own orbit at such a speed that it gives you the impression of it being hard. The moment another molecular structure like fire comes in with a different molecular frequency, it begins to now, what's the word? No, not evolve, to disperse the atomic structure of the metal. Therefore it can be melted. Now, Dawood alayhi salam was given the knowledge by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you bring your hand to the frequency of what you and I know as fire today, and be able to disperse the molecular and atomic structure of the metal piece in your hand, and you mold it as you want to. For him it became like plasticine. Because Allah granted him knowledge of what you and I know today as quantum physics. Quantum physics. Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. So we thought what all this knowledge, all these gurus came out right now, they know all of this stuff. But too late. If you understand the Quran, you'll understand how backward we truly are. Right? I'm giving you a second one. Third one, I'll give you an example. Musa alayhi salatu is the father of technology. Musa alayhi salatu's karama, Musa alayhi salatu mu'jizat are unique mu'jizat. Right? And really, way before Thomas Edison discovered the light, right? And he had his eureka bulb moment, right? Literally, right? Musa alayhi salatu had yad bayda. He had yad bayda. He placed his hand under his arm and he came out shining bright, and it used to illuminate the area. What is that? That's the basis of what we know today as modern electricity, right? Based on, you have, in school you taught, static electricity, then you taught this type of electricity, and what you learned, what was the 3 types of forces, man? What is it called? What is it called? Come on, man. 3 forces that you learned in school, man. Kinetic energy, and that's it. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted Musa alayhi salam that knowledge. Kinetic energy is not to do with electricity now, but I'm telling you, it's a type of energy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enabled Musa alayhi salam to be able to access the light and the electromagnetic fields around him. You have electromagnetic fields around you, to access that and to so to speak, to focus that and concentrate that electromagnetic energy to be able to create light. You know, I've seen this one video many years ago. I don't know whether it's on YouTube now. I saw it on film when it was VHS, right? There's guys from the Rifai Tariqa, they used to do dhikr, right? The guy sits there and he's making dhikr, right? He's got a light bulb, right? It's not connected to anything. He takes the two live wires, you know, the two wires, right? Which if you connect it, you know, into one of those things there, it will give off light. This guy making the dhikr and making the dhikr, and then he takes the two wires and he places it on his chest and he's saying, Allah, 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 and you see the light bulb light up. No, really. I don't know. Go look for it on YouTube. I don't know whether they made it, but I saw it on VHS. Right? It was a sheikh from Iraq. Literally, you see that they got a light bulb there. He just takes the shooting and he puts it here, and you see the light bulb lighting up. Meaning, he just harnessed the power of La ilaha illallah. Right? When we see this being performed from a scientific perspective, utilizing scientific law. What laws do you think these Anbiya alayhi salam, they applied scientific law, Baba? You and I discovered it and called it scientific law today. We gave it a fancy name. Anbiya alayhi salam, we gave it we gave it a generic term there, mu'jizat, finished. But what he did, what is it? It's manipulating and having the knowledge of the formula of the universe, or the formulas of the universe. And you know how to, Shaykh Abdul Qadir al-Jilani, when he used to lecture to a crowd of 80,000 people. Right? Bigger than Moses Mabida. That's only in Baghdad. That's besides the people that used to be outside of Baghdad. And in Isfahan in Iran, right? When he would speak, his voice would reach people equally to those who were close to him as were those people that were hundreds of kilometers away. Wow. Today we call him Mu'jizah, no doubt, Karamat, no doubt about it. But what did he do? He has inherited the legacy of Anbiya. So what did he do? He just tapped into radio frequencies. Today, if I explain it to you scientifically, when I explain it spiritually, no, you're talking nonsense. These are hocus pocus stories. Yeah, but when, what's his name? What's this guy's name? Used to be on Radio Lotus before, I don't know, I can't remember his name. When these guys used to come on to Radio Lotus and they would, what did they? Hello? What am I doing? Radio frequencies. I just tap into the radio frequency, and that signal is carrying my voice across. That's all it is. You understand? So he did this. No, when we hear it from that perspective, no. But the moment you hear, no, he tapped into radio frequencies and he managed to project his voice like people do today. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, there's nothing. But you know what they say? Nothing great about that. Yeah, nothing great about that now. Can you do that without these mechanisms and all of these systems? You can't, so keep quiet. Can you harness this from within you with the knowledge that Allah has granted you? No, so keep quiet. The same incident says that one time when he was lecturing, he dropped his turban, became unfurled. Right? And out of respect for him, everyone else took off the turban and placed it at his feet. There was one on the other hand that was there behind. It was an ordni, it was a dupatta, that the women wear. So they asked Shaykh, who's it? He said, this is my student's dupatta from Isfahan. When she saw that my thing became unfurled, right, and everyone was taking off the turbans out of respect for me, she took off her dupatta and she left it here. He took it and put it on his shoulder, and the hand comes and just takes it away. Meaning what? He didn't only project his voice, he was on satellite. He was on satellite. You see, this is why you are so taken by those spiritually evolved people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because they have that legacy of the knowledge of Anbiya, and this is our inheritance, this is our legacy as vicegerents of Allah on earth. And this is what you and I are not even interested in. We haven't scratched the surface of Islam and Deen as yet, you know that. Really, we haven't scratched the surface. Because we think Islam and Deen only Tafseer, Hadith, Fiqh, Usul, this one here, that one there. Discovery of self, discovery of your capacity, unlocking the potential of your ruh, unlocking the potential of your soul. No, that's not important. And how do you do that? No, you have a problem with the process of unlocking the potential of your zikr, of your soul. You know what? I've been doing zikr for the past 6 days now. Jibreel hasn't come to visit me, and what happened? So I told him, Hazrat Ji, it took you 6-7 years to qualify as a doctor, and that you only got 40%. This is the pass rate now, right? You only know, it may be 40%, you don't know 60%, but you got a doctor title. For 7 years you studied like that. Here, you want to learn how to reach Allah, and you want to do it in 1 week. What do you think? He said 30-day diet plan or 7-day diet plan, lose. lose your ego 7 days. I'm sure, I'm surprised the big shares hasn't started this one. Lose your ego in 7 days. shed the weight of your ego. This is the problem. This is ilm. This is ilm. Allah created us for ilm. Do you know this ilm? This is the ilm that Anbiya alayhi have left behind. So Musa alayhi is the father of technology. You know what he did with the Sahirun? That Musa alayhi asa became a serpent. How can asa become a serpent? How can it come back to being what it is? Here you're not only altering the atomic and molecular structure here, you are completely changing the hay'ah. Right? فَإِذَا هِيَ حَيَّةٌ تَسْعَى. Something that is living. Right? And when he touches it again, it comes back to being a stick. What is this? Virtual reality, augmented reality. There's a new category now. It's no more, there's virtual reality, and then there is augmented reality, I think it's called. Augmented reality is where, virtual reality, like you find yourself in a certain space. In augmented realities, the space finds itself where you are. So all of a sudden, if I'm sitting in this room, I'll see this entire room. But in the middle of the room, I'll see, like there's a sea here, right? And dolphins are on the inside. I hope I'm using the right term. Well, sea seems to know something. Huh? Is that the one? Right? Augmented reality. They go beyond that. So Musa alayhi salam had this type of knowledge, this type of technology. Right? And when the Sahirun saw it, they said, Baba, how is it real now? Smoke screens and, smoke and fire and whatever it is. This is the real stuff, right? This is the real stuff. We can't do this. Aman to be Musa wa bi Rabbi Musa. We believe in Musa and the Lord of Musa. This is beyond our capacity. Right? There's so many other examples of Anbiya. Oh, Isa alayhi salam, one of my favorites. وَيُعَلِّمُهُ الْكِتَابِ. Allah taught him ilmul kitab. What is ilmul kitab? Knowledge of the book. What is knowledge of the book? Sulaiman alayhi salam ummati. Sulaiman alayhi salam is the one who is the father of cellular technology, the father of, aviation or whatever.